Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this WUBEN G5 Easy Carry Light. So this is provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description, and if you use that link, it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So here it says 400 lumens, 65 hours, Type-C charging. So the 400 lumens will be the max output and the 65 hours will be the max time, but that will not be at the max output, that will be at the lowest output. So if we look on the back, we have some specs. So the white light goes from 400 to 2 lumens, and then it has colored lights, and those are 10 lumens. Runtime would be 50 minutes on high, and then 65 hours on the lowest mode. And then we have run times for the other different modes. And then there's some other specs. It looks like beam length is 82 meters. It has an IP68 waterproof rating, but let's get this open. So the packaging has some nice presentation, kind of unfolded like that. Here we have the light. This is a very small size. Feels very nice though, it feels sturdy. It's metal body. For the accessories, we have a lanyard, a little key ring here, and a USB Type-C charge cable. It's USB-A to USB-C. Here we have the manual. Let's take a quick look at it. So you want to read through this on your own. I'm not going to cover everything. It talks about the different parts. So this has two lights. It has the RGB light and the white light. It has rotary switch, push switch, secure clip, toggle mode, charge port, lanyard hole, and a magnet. So the clip can rotate different directions. Has a charge indicator. It's red for charging, blue for fully charged. It says in the non-lock mode state, long press the knob for 1 second to turn on the power indicator. So it shows that there. This shows the different modes of operation. So you press it to turn it on, and this shows the different modes. So lots of modes on here. It rotates between the different colors. We have red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, and purple. Then we have some different flash modes, beacons. This talks about the specs again. And we have some notes. You can double click the knob for instant turbo, FAQ, warranty. So here we have the light. So this head will rotate. And then we have this clip. So we want to pull the clip out. So it kind of spring loads out, and then we can rotate it to the side. So if you're not using the clip, it stays tucked away. But then if you want to use it, you can pull it here, move it back, and we can move it to the other side. So you could move this like this, and you could clip that onto a hat or a pack or something, or you could clip it to a shirt pocket, and then you could rotate that forward so you have like kind of a little chest lamp there. So lots of versatility with that clip. Then on this side, we have a lock. So if we press this to turn it on, it won't turn on. We slide that up to unlock it, and we can turn that on. So this little slider has a couple different modes. We have the lock mode, light mode, and the charging mode. So if we slide it just a little bit, it will lock open, and then we can turn this on. And if we slide it a little bit more, it reveals the charge port. Let's try charging this real quick. So you can charge this with any USB charger. I have a little bit of a fancy one here. I'll plug this in. And now it's charging, and it's charging right now at 0.38 amps. So that can vary depending on the state of charge of the light. And if we look here, this is red, so we have a charge indicator letting us know it's charging. So I'll get familiar with this, and then I'll demonstrate the different modes. Okay, I think I'm familiar with this now, so I'll demonstrate these here, but then I'll show the light a little bit better in a moment. So to turn it on, we press the button, and here we have the white light, and we can rotate this for the brightness. So this is the lowest mode. Now when it hits that, I'll turn it up a little bit, I'll turn it down. You'll see it flashes there. That lets us know it's at the lowest setting. If we turn it up all the way, it's going to flash and let us know we're at the upper bound. So if we want turbo mode, now we can double tap this and it will go into turbo mode. So this gives you stepless dimming with this rotary knob here. Now to go to color mode, we'll hold this down, and now we're in color mode. So this is kind of a yellow light. We have kind of a blue, green. As we rotate the knob, we can change the colors. Now if we double tap this, we're going to go into beacon mode. So it's just going to use the beacon color that we last used. Now this knob I don't think does anything here. So I'll double tap again, and we'll go back into the multicolor mode. Let's turn it to a different color. Let's get kind of here's a blue. I'll double tap it, and now we're doing blue beacon. So when I'm in the color mode, I'll turn it off, and now I'll double tap. And now we're in that multicolor mode. So this is a red and green. I'll double tap again. And now we have red and blue. And red and yellow. So that's a demonstration of the different modes. Now I'm going to turn off the light and I'm going to point this at the wall from 4 feet so we can look at it up close, and then later we'll check it out at further distance. Okay, so I have a little bit of ambient light coming here from the side, and I'm about 4 foot from the wall, and the flashlight's around 4 foot from the wall. So I'll turn this on. Let me turn this, let's turn it down all the way. So this is the lowest mode here. Now this may not seem like a lot of light, but if you get up in the middle of the night in your tent, this would be plenty bright for most things. When your eyes are adjusted to the dark, this will really show up very well. So let's turn it up now. So there's kind of medium, a little bit higher, and now we're at the full mode. So this is the brightest kind of in the middle, and then it kind of fades out towards the edges, but it's a very nice even tone to it. Now if I double tap it, we're going to have the turbo mode. So there's turbo mode. Now if we turn this down, to a dimmer mode and do turbo mode, it's going to be more distinct. So I'll turn it on. I'll hold this down now, and now we have the colored light. So I'll just rotate through these. We had like kind of a blue and a green, a purple. So I'll double tap this, and now we have the beacon mode. So that's flashing here. So that's not going to show up on the wall as much. So now I'll turn this off, and I'll double tap to turn it on, and we have that multicolor mode. There. Okay, so I'm outside. I'm at the end of my 50-foot driveway. I'm going to turn the light on. So this is the lowest mode, and I don't know if this is very visible right now. I'll turn it up higher. So now we're on the brightest mode, and we'll double tap, and now we're on turbo mode. So I'll hold it down, and here we have the different colors, and I don't think this is going to come through at the 50 foot to the garage doors. Okay, so now I'm in the garage. Turn the light on. So I'm shining it at the wheel as if I had a flat tire. So I'll turn this down. So this is on the lowest mode, and you could certainly use this to change a flat tire, but I'd probably want it a little brighter. That's probably good right about there. And of course this is the full brightness, but you probably don't need it on the full brightness. Now since this is magnetic, I can attach this to the fender. And I can aim that light down, so now we have light hands-free. That's a really nice feature of this flashlight. And here we are under the hood of the car. So we can use this to look around the engine bay. Now my hood is not magnetic, it's aluminum. There's a latch on the hood that's steel, so I can put this up there. And I can aim the light down on the engine bay. Now I do have the lanyard hooked up so you can see the shadow there, but you don't have to have that on. And here you can see the flashlight on that hinge, and I have it angled down. And here's kind of a zoomed out view. So this is not a super wide light, but there's a decent amount of light there, so you could kind of assess the situation, and then of course you can just grab it and then move it around by hand to get in closer to what you need to look at. So that's the WUBEN 5G Easy Carry Light. I really like the versatility of this little everyday carry flashlight. It feels super sturdy, has lots of modes on it. I like the stepless dimming on the light. A lot of times we talk about how bright a flashlight can be, but in most usage I don't want the brightest light, especially when I don't want to hurt my night vision, so it's nice that you can turn this down, and you can also preserve battery life so you can get longer run times out of it. Now when I did the longer test on my driveway that was at 50 foot to the garage doors, this would light up the driveway, but it doesn't have a real sharp spotlight. So if you're doing super long distance stuff, this is not really ideal for that. But if you're doing shorter distance stuff like hiking through the woods, and you want to illuminate the trail in front of you, or maybe you're doing repair work, or working on appliances, I think this is a good tool for that. So this has the really versatile clip on here, so you can use it for a hat light, but then you could also say hang it from the top of a tent and use it as a tent light. And it has that magnet too, so you can magnet it to something. So lots of ways to use this. Now it has the color modes too, so this could be used for different photography lights or for different effects. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.